to you now. So off you go. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Ahmad from IH Amman, Jordan. First of all, I would like to thank IH World Organization for giving me this chance and to experience a new thing. Also, I would like to thank all attendees for having me today virtually. So, if I want to start this, the legend has it that online teaching is boring, it's time consuming, but if we think about it, it's not this case. So we need to add, when I started, for example, when I started teaching online, it was a new experience for me. I didn't know what to do. So my first class, I didn't like it because it was tough. Students, they weren't familiar with it. So I try to think with the new things, we can do just to add fun, to add the entertainment element to the class and to raise the quality of teaching. So today I will be talking about using student-based games in virtual classrooms. First of all, what are student-based challenges? If you think about it, they are challenges that students can do at any time using their mobile phones. So you can ask your student, you can design this challenge and asking students to use their mobile phones, their PCs, to join that challenge, and they can do it. What is really good about it, these challenges are timed. So each challenge has a certain time limit. So each challenge has 20 seconds. And if you want to raise the challenge a bit, you can make it 10 seconds for each question. So also that will give the student a chance to work together, to make it more student-centered, to make the classroom more, let's say, more live. So students can do this challenge also in a group. For example, of these challenges I'm talking about is using Kahoot games. Kahoot games, actually, they are good for these reasons. Kahoot challenges make classes more student-centered. What do I mean about that? For example, I design an activity. I taught a piece of grammar, maybe, or vocabulary. Then I design this game and ask students to do it. I can also ask them to go to breakout rooms to solve this task together. And they can also, one of the tips I tried with my pre-intermediate students is to design a challenge based on what we covered in a class and to challenge other groups. So it was really interesting, to see them working, and they are taking the lead. Because I think, when we give our students the authority and the responsibility of their learning, they will do better. So also, the second thing, playing Kahoot is a good way of reviewing and assessing learners' understanding. For example, I finished explaining my lesson. Let's say I had a grammar simple past or something. So, and I want to check. I can use Kahoot, to present my target language or to review it after I finish, and just a way of assessment to assess my students' understanding. For example, when they finish the task, I can look at their results or their report and look at it according to their answers. I can see, or I can tell what I need to revise, or they are in a good spot. The last thing, and actually this is really interesting, but it takes time a little bit. It's a fun way that can be used to improve reading and listening subskills, listening or reading for specific information. For example, after we did the gist task and we activated the schemata and the general idea of the text, here I can take them for a second reading. And instead of giving them the question and it takes, they do it alone, then they will check together. And using online teaching, then you will send them to the breakout room. So this process in actual class, it takes 30 seconds maybe, checking pairs. But if you do it in online teaching, it can take 3-4 minutes. So it's time consuming. So what we can do here, we can use it as, after they do the second reading, I can do a Kahoot game for them about specific information from the text. I give them maybe a sentence, I give them maybe a question, and ask the students and give them four suggestions, and they need to choose the correct answer. Also, they have, like, let's say, an advantage here. Replaying challenges to intensify knowledge or to reinforce it. For example, if I did the task and some of the students had like more than one error, I can ask students again to do the game, to do the Kahoot challenge, so they can answer and to practice it more. Like like they do it twice or three times, it's good, but not more than that, because it becomes a little bit boring. So using Kahoot to check the accuracy of the target language. And this is one of the good things. For example, if I'm teaching collocation, like lexical collocation or grammatical collocation or any piece of grammar. So I can use Kahoot here, and I already designed the game, so we will do it together after I finish this slide. So you can see how I can check the accuracy of the target language, whether they have a good understanding of the sentence formation or not. So how do Kahoot challenges work? So now I have a Kahoot game here, but maybe we don't have much time. So I'm gonna do it in front of you. So here, this is the game. We call it Let's Guess It. And here in so one player, me. So what we do here, we can copy the URL and you send it to your students. And we go to it. So, and here we are starting. Okay. So like something just again. Okay, here we go. So here we joined the game, and this is okay. So let me try another nickname. And here we go. So, okay, someone who works in a pub. Maybe, like, as you can see, we can use it to check vocabulary. And here's the result. The second question, the opposite meaning of the word pretty, we can also So you can see we can also check antonyms and synonyms and these things. So the third question, this is about collocation, grammatical collocation. And so here also to check grammar. So So okay, so now I finished the Kahoot game. When the student finish all the game, we can ask them back, and according to their results, hear about the result and how can I check their understanding. According to the result, I can assess whether they understand very well, they can bring good spot of understanding, and also here, if you can see, I can, like we have, change deadline and end now. So here's how I stop the challenge, I finish it, and I will get the result, the report here. So the correct answer, 87%, 2 players, and here you can get a great job. No one found any questions too challenging. So this is how we like use Kahoot game in online classes, and I talked about why it's really good. So here in the last slide, thank you so much, guys. I finished very quick, I think. So, and here's my email if you have any question. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Let me do, I just wasn't watching the question and answer. Okay. So one of the questions was, can you demonstrate Kahoot? Which you did. So another question from Ina is, how long does it take to make a Kahoot?
Actually, it doesn't take a lot because, like, when you finish, for example, when you plan for your lesson, you already have the sentences like you are gonna use, okay? Or you have the activity. You can design it. It maximum takes 5 to 10 minutes, and it depends on the range of the sentences or the question you use. For example, when I did here 40 questions, they only took 2 minutes.
Yeah, and also the other thing is, of course, somebody else might have made the Kahoot already. I tend to use a lot of other people's Kahoots because they're shared in the library, which is great. Somebody asked, why do the students, Elizabeth asked, this is a tricky question. Why do the students need you as a teacher if they're going to do Kahoot?
Okay, it's a really good question. I mean, why do they need me if they gonna use Kahoot? Like, actually, like, yes, they need me. Maybe like in earlier stages, maybe in the presentation stage. But when it comes to activities, like they can do it by themselves, and they can, after like I show them how, I'm gonna explain it to them how, they can do it in the classroom with each other in groups. So maybe the presentation is the target, the explanation is on me, but I'm gonna guide them through it until they find the.
Yeah, it was a tricky question, and you're being helped by the audience quite a lot, who are going, well, of course you need the teacher. The Kahoot only tells you who got the answers right or wrong. You then need to deal with the mistakes. And there is that lovely report that gives you all those errors. So that was that one. There's another one from Olapeu, is, can I use Kahoot for maths? Which I think the answer is yes, isn't it? You can use Kahoot for anything, can you?
I don't know, like I'm bad in math, so
I'll answer for you. Yes, because my son plays Kahoot for maths all the time, and so he does. And then Martin asks, and this is a good point. If you're doing Kahoot on Zoom, so the students would be watching the lesson on Zoom, they'd need another device, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they might. Yeah. Sorry for cutting you off, but yeah, they might need a mobile phone.
Yeah, so they could use the mobile or something as the answer button for it. The students can. There's a lot of questions there, which always means that I think that there's always two things with a question. Questions either show that you were very clear and everybody just went through, or you've piqued a lot of interest and everybody wants to go and try it. And as we can see from the chat box, there's a lot of people going, I've never used Kahoot, so I'm going to do it now. So, man, Florence, that's an interesting thing. So Florencia says they do it on the same device. So they must open Kahoot and have the the room in the background, I presume. So Ahmad, anyway, thank you very
Welcome.
much for joining us and giving us an enlightening
Thank
talk.
you. Thank you so much. And I hope they enjoyed it.
I'm sure they did. Thank you very much.
And